What's up? What's up? Welcome to OG Mar Whispers. I'm your host, OG Mar. I usually come on here when I want to say something about something that's, one of them head scratching things, to make you go, hmm. Anyway, okay, so tonight's rant is going to be about just general stuff. I just got through coming off my Facebook, and sometimes when I'm on Facebook, it amazes me what you 30 somethings think. Your rights of entitlement. What you think about that? I want y'all to know, you 30 something year olds, you got the shit all fucked up. All fucked up. I understand things change as years go by. I get that. But they don't change that much. Respect is still respect. I don't give a fuck what goddamn age you are. I've had people say some shit to me. I'm 65 years old. Don't look bad for 65, do I? Anyway, I'm 65 years old. I don't even when I talk to my elders, I don't, I don't, if I don't agree with them or even if they do something that's kind of fucked up, do I call them on it? No. Why? Because they're grown, they're older than me, they've been on this planet longer than I have, and they have a right to do whatever the fuck they want. Um, especially especially those folks who worked there all their lives and contributed to the betterment of this society. You motherfucking 30 something year olds right now, y'all don't understand that. You don't have a fucking clue about that concept. You motherfuckers that ain't had no job, they ain't done a goddamn thing in their 30 something years other than drink and party and fuck a few people and do shit like that. If that's all you contributed to the world, you got a whole lot more work to do and a lot more learning to do and some goddamn growing up to do as well. I don't like to, just down people all the time. At some point, I probably am going to do one of these videos about some 30 something year olds that are really doing something for themselves. Um, I have a couple of granddaughters that are that age. Well, one of them is that age. The other one is on her way to getting that age. She probably not going to like to hear that when she sees this or if she sees this. But the point of the matter is, time marches on and doesn't wait for nobody. And if you have to be a contributor to the world in order to feel like you've accomplished something. Like me, I drove buses for 10 years. Okay, yeah, I got paid for it, but it's not only the the money that's important. I took people to work. I took people to school. I took people to go fuck. I probably taken people to go rob people. I probably taken people to go kill people. Um, I'm sure that in the 10 years that I drove that bus for AC Transit, I'm pretty sure that I've taken people to do all sorts of things, good and bad. The point is, I was contributing to society. I even watched some of society's worst notorious murderers for about a year and a half or so at San Quentin. Um, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. That job wasn't no fun, and I didn't like it, so I didn't stay there but a year and a half. And thank God AC Transit came calling. Excuse me. The point is, you got to get them to do something in this life. You can't just sit around spending other people's money, causing people a hard time. And I wasn't gonna really, badmouth my ex, but it can't be helped because uh, uh, she's a glaring vision of what I'm talking about. This bitch. I'm sorry, those of you that don't like calling women bitches. I've been on this earth for 65 years, and women are bitches. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you don't like what I'm saying, just turn the fuck off. Females, for the most part, are bitches. Everybody most of the females I've come in contact with, save a few, uh, from my mother on down, were a bunch of bitches. Made life harder than it had to be. You did things that just didn't have to be done. You asked for things that didn't have to be asked for. You demanded things that didn't have to be demanded, and you had no business doing it. Sometimes, I've thought about this thing about women, and some people think I'm a woman hater. I'm not. I don't hate women. I hate dumb fucking women. I hate stupid women. I hate women that are unnecessary, that do things that are unnecessary. I hate that. Yeah, I do. Women in general, you gotta have them. The human race would die off if it wasn't for them. Of course, after I leave this motherfucker, I don't give a fuck if it dies off or not. Anyway, okay, that's my dry sense of humor. Anyway, point is, a lot of us make life harder than it needs to be, and women do it seems like women do it more so than men. Because most men, we don't want to really be causing a lot of riffraff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm 65 years old. I'm not trying to do a goddamn thing. Okay, I worked all my motherfucking life to do just what I'm doing right now. Nothing. And if I choose to do nothing from now to the day they burn my ass up and throw me out there on the A's or Giants field, that's fine with me. And if it ain't fine with you, I don't give a fuck. Okay? Because at this point in my life, I really don't care too much about what nobody thinks except Mary and God. Everybody else, I don't give a fuck. You don't pay my bills. You ain't doing shit for me. And that leads me back to my ex. That bitch has a lot of fucking nerve. Um, I don't know where the disconnect is in her fucking brain, but clearly she will never have done as much for me as I have done for her. Let me say that again. Clearly, that BT 1000, and for those of you who are new to me, BT stands for black trash. 1000 is the level of how much trash they are. And make no mistake, this bitch is a BT 1000 in its purest form. She has caused me nothing but frustration and despair to a certain degree. Most of you 30-something-year-olds have no idea what the fuck love is. I know that I thought I did too when I was 30-something. I've been married a couple of times. I thought sure I knew what it was. If you had told me I didn't know, I told you, you fucking stupid. But no, you've been right. I didn't know what it was. I do now. And when you love someone who does something so fucked up to you as a human being, that boggles my mind. Okay, I'm not saying I'm perfect or that I know every fucking thing, or there's a lot of things I'm sure I don't know, but there's a lot of things that I do. Love is one of them. Being a decent human being is another. You don't go around fucking up people you got children by. Let me say it again. You don't go around fucking up people you have children by, because whether you like it or not, uh, that person you have children by is a part of your goddamn makeup and your family. Your family with that person, whether you want to be or not. If you don't want to be family, that's another thing I need to talk about too. We dudes have to watch where we stick in our dicks. When you fucking some bitch, before you fuck the bitch, you gotta ask yourself, and this is the most important question you're gonna even ask yourself, as it pertains to the broad you're getting ready to put some dick to. Do you want to bother with this bitch for the next 20 years? Let me say that again. Do you want to be bothered with that bitch for the next 20 years? Because that is what you're going to do. I mean, unless you want to fuck up ass dads and walk away from your kids. I'm not that dad. Never have been, never will be. And that, that's how it's going. But I understand there's a lot of, you know, piss poor ass men out here that don't want to, they want pussy but don't want to take care of the kid that might come from it and didn't wrap up. I mean, because obviously I didn't like to wrap up either. I had 17 children. There's 17. Well, there were 17 people walking around this planet call me dead. Um, you have to be responsible, young men. Any of you young men are looking at this. You got to be responsible. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody talked to me about sex when I was coming up. My dad had a problem, and we never had that birds and bees talk thing. So I had to learn shit the hard way. Believe it or not, I'm one of the people that I think I didn't really figure out how you had babies until I was about 17 or 18. Start having them myself. Because I grew up in a time when we were kids, we thought us guys used to think that you gotta pee in a woman to get her pregnant. I know that sounds ridiculous now, but anyway, it's funny. And but the sad part of it is somebody should have pulled my coat, gave me a little heads up on some shit, and made me think about the things that we don't think about before we go fuck some chick. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had been thinking with the big head instead of with the little head, and I don't mean no disrespect to none of my children or grandchildren who come from those children, but a lot of y'all would have made it here, wouldn't have been here. And especially like now with all the, different high tech things that, I'm just put it out there. You can literally sit here and watch this damn computer right here and look at some sexy shit on here, jack off, and then, you ain't got the fuck, the need to fuck is over. You wouldn't have no children. I would have had no children. I'll tell you that right now. They'd had all this, stuff out when I was coming up. Shit. Let's see, out of the 17 of y'all, at least 12 or 13 of y'all wouldn't be here. But don't get me wrong. I love my children. Family is everything. And, anybody can turn their back on family and walk away from their child. That's part of them. That's a low down motherfucker. Which brings me back to that ex of mine. You spend 12 years with a bitch. You should have some right to expectation of continuance. What that means is, had she not done the dumb shit she did out there fucking and being a fucking hoe, and let me say this, because there's a difference between a whore and a hoe. A whore gets paid. A hoe doesn't. A whore actually does get some respect. A hoe doesn't. My ex is clearly a hoe. Okay? And, the fact that she talks shit to me, but yet is spending the money that I provide for my children. Who in the fuck does that? And why is that okay with them? And how in the hell, this is my biggest question I want to ask tonight. How do people that do ratchet ass shit like that sleep at night? 'Cause I'm going to tell you right now, there's no goddamn way on this motherfucking God's green earth that if I was spending somebody else's money and they're supporting me, that I would sit and talk shit to them. It's one of those things where you don't shit where you eat. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. This bitch is sitting there spending my kids' money, and I cannot wait. And you know it's going to happen. I cannot fucking wait until those kids get grown, or not even grown. Because I can tell you right now, I got an 11-year-old daughter. Oh, she's gonna be 11 this year. I can tell you right now, next year she's gonna be hitting that bitch mama of hers up, asking her, "Mom, why are you spending my money?" You see, the money that I give to my children, that grandfather's off of my Social Security, It's not for that bitch. It's not for that fucking raggedy ass bitch. Okay? It's for the kids, for the children. Ain't nobody paying that bitch to have babies. What the fuck? That ratchet ass motherfucker. You know, she needs to get about her goddamn 33-year-old ass and go get a motherfucking job, a real job, not some Walmart motherfucking shit. I'm talking about a real goddamn job. Get out there and work with real men and women who are doing, things that matter. And do I sound like I'm angry? You damn right I'm angry. Because anybody that sits up there and look, this bitch sits up here and talks to me like I'm a motherfucking fool, okay? I'm supporting this whore. I'm sorry. She's not a whore. She's a hoe. I'm supporting the hoe, okay? I'm supporting that fucking bitch. Every fucking dime that motherfucker spends is generated by Marvin Kahn, not her ass. I have to be careful, how I say things because nowadays you can get sued for certain things, and that's the reason why I'm not going to use her fucking name. I want to use her name and put her fucking picture up here because I would like for other men that may be potentially victims to know who the fuck that snake is. Snakes need to be identified and visualized. Clearly, that bitch is a snake. Clearly, she came to the table with nothing but some pussy. She had little brains, but not much. I don't know why I loved her. I have no fucking clue as to why I loved her. For some reason, my heart just latched on her, and it is kind of like what they say. The heart wants what the heart wants. The heart loves where the heart loves. Who the heart loves. The heart goes where the heart wants to go. As individuals and as people, we kind of don't um, consciously have control of that, and that's kind of sad. I'm going to have to talk with God when it's my turn to come talk to him on that subject. But at any rate, um, I just don't understand how some people, don't have no conscience. Even like when I worked at San Quentin, I talked to murderers. Okay, and I was a younger man back then, and I was kind of blown away, about the fact that like after I got over the initial, awe of, oh my God, I'm in San Quentin, I'm working in San Quentin with real men and women who are real people and real things, and after I got over the initial shock of being a well-paid babysitter, basically that's what that is. Um, I wanted to know how what it. I didn't want to know what it felt like to murder somebody. But what I wanted to know was how do you cope with knowing you took somebody's life? But see, I've always lived my life where I didn't want to do anything to anybody that I couldn't. If I did something fucked up, I didn't want to be. I wanted to be able to go to their family or whoever and say I'm sorry and make it better. You kill somebody, you can't say I'm sorry and make it better. That person's not coming back. This is not TV. Well, this is, but life is not TV. You kill somebody, it's final. So you have to live with that for the rest of your life. Same as when you fuck some dumb bitch and you got to pay child support. You're gonna pay child support for the next 18 years. So that's the reason why I said earlier, you got to think about who that bitch is and somebody. Is she worth it? Do you want to fuck with her for the next 18, 20 years? Or is she going to be an embarrassment to you, like my ex is? I'm totally embarrassed. I know some of my family members are watching this, and I hope you are, because I want you to know. Dad, grandpa, great grandpa wasn't crazy. I know some of you are thinking, what the hell is he thinking? What the hell did he see? And it's a lot easier when you're on the outside looking at a situation to deal with it, because hell, we all do it. I do it too. But once you get in that situation yourself, that whole landscape changes. And I like me in my case with that bitch. I kept thinking the light was gonna turn on, at some point. And see, I'm guilty, and I think we all do this. I'm guilty of seeing her as I wanted her to be, as I said, I was looking at her as the person that she could have been. Did she have the capabilities and the fortitude and the skill set to be that person? Fuck no. Because I think something happened. I know what happened to her. In a way. So it's like, and that's another thing too, because our parents do have a lot to do with who we become. Like in my case, my mother was a trip. Um, she expected perfection out of everybody else, but yet she wasn't perfect either. Um, I was told that I was adopted and that I came from Germany, and supposedly some German lady got married to some white guy, and he didn't want no black kids. And I was, mixed, so obviously I have some black in me, and that's a story of my origin that I was given. But what raised a red flag for me was my mother's behavior as I was growing up. With her mindset, there's no goddamn way on this green earth in this lifetime or the next lifetime or the one after that anybody would have given her a child. The only way she was going to have a child was the way she had me, and that was had me. Anybody gave me to her. That's just some lie she came up with is actually for my father has been a bit more so than anybody else because she was cheating on him. My father had a sex problem. So obviously I wasn't his child. That's not funny. I shouldn't make jokes like that. But Papa, if you're watching, I'm sorry. That was a little bit below the belt. Point is, no way in the hell that anybody in their right mind would have given that woman who raised me, that I call mother or mom, a child. No way in the hell she would have got a child from somebody else saying, "Yeah, this is a good person. Give her a kid." Hell no. My mother was not a good person. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a damn if she is dead. She was not a good person. She was very self-centered, selfish, and it was all about her. I've been accused of being the same way. That bitch-ass ex of mine has the nerve to say the same thing, but yet she's spending my money. But I'm selfish. Okay, I can't wait till them kids get old enough to fucking fuck her ass up in mine. I don't mean physically, though. I ain't down with that. But at some point, they're gonna come to her and say, "What the fuck are you spending my money for?" And they'd be right. I'm halfway thinking about suing her ass right now just to make sure that she, because see, the Social Security system is kind of fucked up on that issue. If you have kids with somebody, the kids automatically, the mother, they almost treat it like they do, like it's welfare, and that's my objection. It's not fucking welfare. I worked for that motherfucking money, okay? I worked my ass off, sweated, had to make schedules, had to be on, I had to get up at 3, 4 in the morning to get to my fucking bus. You know what I'm saying? I worked my ass off for that money. Nobody can give me shit. And I don't owe nobody nothing. Does that sound indignant? Because I am. I'm very upset about the way Social Security handles my motherfucking money. I understand that, it wasn't all my money that produces what I'm living off now. But it wasn't theirs either. I didn't work for Social Security. I worked for AC Transit, State of California, Wells Fargo Bank. If any of those folks have something to say about it, I might have a public mindset to listen to that. But anybody else, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what you think. I did it the way I had to do it, and I did it a good job. And I'm proud of myself. And then that leads me back to that bitch. Because how do you be with somebody who has done the things I've done in life? I've been a good person, but I'm perfect. Hell fucking no. If I was perfect, I wouldn't have 17 motherfucking kids by 12 different fucking ass women. But the bottom line is, I didn't lie to nobody. I didn't cheat nobody. I didn't come in there telling people one thing when it really was another. I've always been honest, and nobody called me a liar or say that I was a dishonest, cheating person because I wasn't. Yeah, I had other women. I'll tell you about it. I fucked the bitch in front of you. Think I'm lying? Ask a couple of my kids' mothers. They'll tell you that. Actually, I have a reputation for being honest, and people respect me. People either respect me and like me, or don't. Not necessarily disrespect me, but people don't like me because of the way I am with that honesty thing. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna whoop my ass about a goddamn thing. Or at least not without some kind of scrap. Even though I'm 65, and I was never a boxer or nothing. But I'm not gonna sit here and let you beat on me, and ain't gonna give you some kind of, you're gonna walk away from the thing with some lumps and bumps too. So, as I say, nobody's gonna whoop my ass about a goddamn thing. So I ain't gonna lie about shit. And I'm not lying on. I'm definitely not gonna come on here and lie about nothing because I'm gonna tell you something. My kids, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, my great great grandchildren will be able to look at this years from now because everything we do on the internet is archived. You can look up anything from any time since the internet started and watch it, see it, or read about it. So the last thing I'm going to do is come here and lie to you about anything. I want my kids, or grandchildren, or great grandchildren, or great greats to say, "Gee, Grandpa was a liar." No, Grandpa wasn't a liar. You take what Grandpa says to the man. Okay, I've ran it long enough. I'm gonna hit you with a video a little later on, maybe in the week. Who knows? I might turn this motherfucker back on in the morning. At any rate, it depends on what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling about it. But 'cause I actually started doing this because it was therapeutic for me to, at least feel like I'm telling my story and somebody's knowing about it beside me. At any rate, this is OG Marv Whispers. I'll whisper at you later. Take care of each other.